many people out here. They're like, what's going on? The original ones, Arnold Jackson, of course, has been, you know, my mainstay. I was a little kid when I, you know, first met him. He had some Garcia birds. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Frank Garcia and Henry Lopez, but they had pencil pigeons. But they were the deeper ones, and you know, as a kid, you're looking at those deeper pigeons, you know, and so that's kind of what I levitated to. So, yeah, those were the first ones. It was Garcia and Lopez.
Yeah. Okay. All right, cool. Anything you want to add, Marshall, before you kick them out? Or
Nothing really, just enjoying the hobby. I'm glad to see everybody out. For a while there, I thought we were going to lose everything. You know, the competitions were starting to go down, but it seems like we got a resurgence now. So,
yeah, especially here in Southern Cal. You guys, RDs, have been doing a real nice job out here, bringing it back up. We're going to notice that in our numbers at the banquet, where what we've grown back to where we used to be. But anyway.
Yeah, well, hopefully I don't get decimated by the Falcon this morning. If they can get up and down, I'm hoping they'll just fly about 20 minutes and come back in. So
the last time it was here, I think it was like 95 degrees when you flew, you know. But anyway, so this will be a little cooler.
Yeah.
But, all right, Marshall, thanks much.
Are you in the club, Marshall?
Thank you.
Oh yeah, what?
Are you in the club?
Well, CPRC, but it's kind of we've got 8 members now, but you know, we haven't competed since the pandemic probably, so it's been a while.
Yeah.
And I flew with the high, maybe a little bit bad, so we'll see how that goes next year. But I did fly with the
CSRA.
Yeah.
And be this. But anyway, all right, cool.
Okay.
All right, Marshall, well, good luck in the air as far as the Falcon, and we know if he don't come, we're going to see something. So.
Hopefully. Should at least see one roll.
All right.
At least one.
Guaranteed that.
600.
Of the 2023 NBRC convention, Southern California. We're over here in the Riverside area. Well, now we're over in Moreno Valley. The third flyer. Getting a little toasty today, but not too bad for us desert rats. But Sylvester's going to kick his birds up here. Sylvester Harris. We're just going to get a few questions and get to know him a bit. Sylvester, how long you been into the birds?
Since I was 10.
10?
Yeah.
So 10 more years. All right, and then so Sylvester, so what'd you play with back then and progress to where you're at
Well,
now?
I started with my cousin when I was young. He had birds, and he stayed on 80th in LA. And that's how it started. We used to go to Red Wings and buy birds for $3. You know. But I started competition in 2000 when I met Steve Smith.
Okay.
And then I bought a kit from him, and that's how I started my path.
Okay.
I had a couple of birds from Johnny Smith and Robert Parker. And this year I introduced some birds from Micah Allen.
Okay. Yeah. Just picking out what you see over here.
Yeah.
Adding to the mix.
Yeah.
And now they're the Harris birds, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're my
All right.
birds.
All right. Cool. All right. Well, thanks for having us. Anything you want to add while we got you? Before you kick them out?
Just fly.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks, Sylvester.
Let me kick the birds off.
600.
Uh-oh.
NBRC convention, big turnout and a little toasty today, but not for me, but some of the folks. But Arturo's used to it, I'm sure. No, so this is hot. This is hot for especially for the last few weeks. But anyway, we were at Arturo Sanchez's house. So Arturo, tell us about how long you've been into rollers.
I'd say 30 plus years. You know, rollers. I had as a young kid, I had muffs, you know, and German tumblers, and you know, and then got into rollers. And I was fortunate enough to go to Paul Platt's house when I was around 15 years old, and I was introduced to Paul Platt's rollers, which were whites, and he had a lot of jackanets. He had some South Africans, and he also had reed birds. Through reed, he had some reed pass birds, and so I was fortunate enough to start very young with good, especially those jackanets, man. They were made for kidding, but I was a backyard flyer for a long time. and until I first saw the Masons. This was back, I believe, 2005, around there. The Masons that I acquired from George Chilega, and they go back to Al Luna, which is the greatest breeder that I know.
Until I see you
And also, he imported them from England, straight from George Mason.
Yeah.
He got tired. He had a bunch of jacks. He got tired of yard darts, and breeding new kids every year. So he went down there and picked them out of the air and brought them back. And he's done a fantastic job with those birds. He kept them pure and picks out of the air. So, and he's, like I said, he's probably the best breeder that I know, Al Luna, man.
Yeah. So that's what you're currently, where you're working with right now?
I started I had those, and I started crossing them with the Dave Cox birds, which are reed-based birds, and that's what really the cross. Dave Cox.
Oh, okay.
C-O-X.
Yeah. Okay.
Dave Cox has some phenomenal reed birds, and that's the foundation. The reeds crossed with the Masons. Then I went right back to the Masons. So they're mostly like 7/8 Masons.
Okay.
So that's when I started crossing them. I saw that I was better able to manage them. And once I started managing them, they started breaking. And I started seeing the flutter breaks when they're young. They start doing flutter breaks, and that's when you could tell it's a good kid when they start breaking and doing flutters when they're young. When you see the team, maybe like 3/4 of them, they just boom, break. That's when you know you got a good team, and that's what came out of those crosses. And out of those crosses, I've been getting better and better from all these interviews you guys are doing, what you guys are doing, social media. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from social media, and I just been putting that into practice. And that's been helping me out a lot. And then talking to some of these, go to these conventions and talk to these top dogs. They'll let you know their secrets, what they do, And that's where I learned. And I've been putting that into practice and taking good notes. And it's been paying off. I just been, and what helps too is that I retired, So, I got a bad back and I can't do the things that I used to do. So now that I got time to spend a little time with the birds, so that's been helpful.
You won the Royal Rumble this year, right?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough with I just kept them on. I started something new. It's a flying mix, and the flying mix is 40-40-20. It's red wheat, Milo 40-40, and 20 barley, and it's just a regular flying mix from Sunday to Monday. From Sunday to Thursday, and then Friday is a build-up day. Don't fly them on Friday. Build-up day with 16% low carb, and after that they're on, But you gotta maintain that fat off of them. You gotta make sure they're flying when they're strong about 45 minutes, and when they're cut down about 20 minutes. Around Wednesday, you want to cut them down. You got to start building them up a little bit, just a little bit. When I don't fly them, I give them 3 tablespoons less, and they do good. They do good off that,
Great. Arturo, well, thanks for having you. A nice place here.
Thank you for everything you do.
Get the birds out when you're ready. Okay, I appreciate it.
Yeah. And then we're going to have a bird auction right here afterwards, huh?
Oh, I believe that's the plan.
Yeah, okay. All
No,
right,
they
we're
got
good.
to erase that footage because I don't want nobody I'm going to go ahead and Don McCulley, guys. Don McCulley is one of the biggest, contributors to however he can help. I got with Don McCulley for Don. Banquet, the convention. You've been doing this for years. I want to help you with that and take some of it off your hands to lighten your load and stuff, because he was always running around. Now I know how he feels. But we love what we do, right, guys? I mean, gals. So it's nothing that we regret at all. But thank you again, Don McCulley, for what you do. If you could just go everybody. Then after that, I'll pass it over to my current vice president, soon to be Presidente Buzz.
All right, Buzz.
Pull up together like this is just a beautiful sight, So I want to take some time and acknowledge the 4 officers here in 2 Vane. We also have Gene Geigel. He's our longest officer. He's been our band secretary he takes care of those bands for us and keeps outstanding records too. So so anyway, but I call them the Fab Five. You'll see in the next bulletin. I'll do a little cover spoiler. The Fab Five. I'm the 6th wheel. But I'm now the veteran of the group. But they're not far behind. They're going to catch up to me real soon. Because I'm still doing stuff in the background. But these guys are. And it's hard as you start to say, hey, do not like they got it done. You don't need to say, let's do this, let's do that. They got it, anyway, want to acknowledge them. Something that's happened that I'm very happy to see is when I first became president in 2011, we had a membership of 941 people. I looked it up. I said, I'm going to grow this 20%. Well, I didn't. When I left, we had 940. And then through the next few years with the BOPs and some things going on, it just, our membership dwindled all the way down to 705 people. In this last regime here, this last issue, I know we've grown our membership back up to just over 1,000 people, or just short of 1,000 people. So 25% growth while these folks have been doing their term. So I want to acknowledge them for that. And a lot of that growth is happening right here in Southern California. Alden, Will, Dwayne, all the RDs, all you other local clubs, are really growing the hobby. A lot of the events, you see a lot more folks and just having a lot of fun. And that's what it's got to be about. Having fun. I want to win that championship, and if I don't, I don't. But if I don't have fun along the way, then that's my fault. And then I want to talk just a little bit about the bulletin. I do the bulletin now. We've changed it. You've seen some color now. We could do a fancier cover, but it all costs money. And then the middle section is 16 pages of color. It has to be in the middle. I can't feature one guy over here or there. So if you're like, why am I in black and white and the other guy got color? It's not my. Anyway, but it's nice. It's a big move. It costs. Everything costs money, and. But what I'm asking for is continue to ask for contributions for the bulletin. Share the hobby. And there's guys in here that contribute, and I appreciate it. But the theme I use is if 20 of you every 2 months sent me a 1-page article and 4 pictures, I'd have 40 pages of sharing the hobby in our bulletin instead of maybe 20, and then I got to dig up some old history, which is cool to read. And then, of course, then we get the medical ones, that you feel like you're in biology class, the last 10-page fillers, So, and it has to be an 8-page increment. So I go 96. If I got 100, I ain't going to do it. I need 108, So I'll go 96 because I don't want to have all that stuff in there, So my information's there, or just about anybody should know how to reach out to me. Like I say, 1-page article, 4 pictures. I really challenge the RDs to do that, you local club heads. You know, my members love that I always get a report in on them on the fly, and I tell about every flyer. You know, not everybody's a competitor. This isn't a competitor flying club only. You know, but guys fly to support, and you got to have them. You know, so we all just love our pigeons for different reasons. You know, so. And the other thing I want to talk about is the elections going on. I don't know how many know or don't know if the election's going on. You can go online and vote now, so you don't have to mail it in the old-fashioned way. You know, and some of you, I'm sure, might not even know who the officers are now, but we're trying to heighten the awareness there. You know, this is how you get nominated. This is what you're eligible for. You know, we need people to step up. I see some up-and-comers I know are out there, you know, and they're working their way that way. You know, and that's what we need, because it's a lot of work. You know, we feel guilty every door you walk through at the convention. It's like a cruise ship where they're trying to sell you something, you know, but it's just to raise funds. You know, I know it's expensive, and these conventions are really expensive. We're trying to keep the dues down. You know, the growth of the club is due to, we've got a great website and store now that Danny has grown for us. We've only had a website about 10 years as a club, a solid one, and Danny's done all that. You know, we've got the 11 and 20 bird fly going. We're trying to get the schedules as best we can, but I was fly director for 9 years, and John's learned real quick, it just can't happen. You know, you're dealing with the whole country, so we try to do the best we can, but now you have a lot more options. I know a lot of you have flown the 11 bird now that never thought of flying it, and see that, hey, this is a fun event too, you know, so that's something for the club. You know, the FaceTime that Danny Sturgeon, I don't know how many of you have go on there. He's on there every Monday, answer your questions. You know, what do you want to know about the club? We're transparent. You know, this is the money we're spending. This is how we're earning the money. You know, so anyway, I don't want to be long-winded. John, the old late great Johnny Red always said, Don, I like listening to you, but you can be long-winded. So, so I'm going to cut it off here and let Buzz come on up and do his thing. If you can give Buzz at least 5 minutes of undivided attention. You know, we got to give about 10 minutes of business stuff, and then we can cut you loose and start. We got tons of raffle stuff and other things to go through. So just give your Buzz your undivided attention, because it's a lot of Hall of Fame stuff and Master Flyer stuff and just the administrative stuff that's not the most exciting, but it's very important.
Well, first of all, I want to thank you for letting me be vice president for 4 years. It's kind of a behind-the-scenes job, which I really prefer. I'm not Danny, and I'm not going to try to compete with him. He's set the bar so high right now that I just feel a little bit intimidated, but it's okay. But Dan asked me to talk about the two major roles that I have as vice president, and that's dealing with the Hall of Fame. I oversee the balloting and all that goes into it. There's a lot that goes into it that people don't see, because we have to get, first of all, we have to get nominations, and so that's coming up. You'll see in this new bulletin, there's the information in the form that you need to fill out if you want to nominate somebody to the Hall of Fame. And so I receive all of that. That will, you've got until December 31st. So we call a halt to the nominations on December 31st, and then I spend January putting it all together and getting it all in a package that I present to all the Hall of Famers with a ballot, and then I have to wait another month or sometimes more to get all of those ballots back from them, and then I have to tally all of those, and hopefully at the end of the process we come up with a new Hall of Famer. We do have a real major issue going on right now with Hall of Fame, in the sense that the people who vote for the new Hall of Fame members are the current Hall of Fame members. And unfortunately, our numbers are dwindling. A lot of these guys are getting a little bit long in the tooth, and we're not. The other side of the coin is we're getting more and more people nominated. When I the first year I did this, we had 3 people nominated, and Graham Graham Dexter was elected. The next year, I had 12, and we came up short and didn't get anybody. Last year, I had 8, and again, because you got to receive 66% of the vote from the current Hall of Fame. And that's quite, you know, we don't want to dilute it. We definitely want to make it something that's achievable, but at the same time, you know, we don't want to water it down. And so there's what's happening is the dynamic is we're getting more and more nominees, and we're getting a backlog of people who should be in the Hall of Fame, but because we've got so many on the ballot, we just don't have enough votes to reach that 66%. So John Kelly and I came up with what we thought was going to resolve that, because now if we don't have somebody elected on the first ballot, we go to a second ballot, a runoff ballot between it includes the top 3, and that's I thought was gonna work out, because last year we got Jay Yandel elected. This year we fell short again. And it's really a shame, because there's really a lot of deserving people that really should be in the Hall of Fame. And so we're going to be working, that's one of my goals next year as president, is to try to figure out a way to balance it out. And because there's people, like I said, that are deserving, that need to be in the Hall of Fame, and we're going to try to get that done. Okay? The other thing that, well, talking about the Hall of Fame, first of all, I want to say hello and a round of applause for the Hall of Fame members that we have here tonight. The oldest, I think the oldest Hall of Fame member, I don't know if Jim Peterson might have you beat there, but we've got Dave Goss with us tonight.
And I'll say right now, I'm nominating Gene Diego this year. He's been doing it 20 years. He has never taken 1 penny from the club. Does it all on his own nickel. And he's a historian. He'll tell you a line of birds from you-know-where back to you, what he's just done. And you know how many trips, anybody that's been to the post office a dozen times in a day, it's no wonder they call it going suicidal. It's almost like the DMV. So, gee.
Also with us tonight, we have Rick Shaney. We have Willie Wright. And we have Don McCauley, who's a workhorse. So anyway, I wanted to share all of those guys with you, and like Dave was saying, there's guys out there. Gene's obviously, you know, certainly fits into that category, but it's a numbers game, and so we got to try to figure out how to get the numbers to balance out and get more of you guys in the Hall of Fame that deserve to be there. And Gene, that definitely includes you. So thank you for everything that you've done. We've been talking back and forth and never met each other, and we spent time on the bus finding out that we grew up in the same neighborhood, had the same mentors, knew all those people in LA back in I hate to say it, in the 60s, but we had a good time. So thank you for sharing that with me. So the other job that I have as vice president is again a numbers game, and that's overseeing the master flyer points. And Dan asked me if I would take a few minutes to explain how master flyer points work, because some of you guys don't really understand how it works, and I get phone calls all the time about, you know, why didn't I get this many points, or how. It's the way you get master flyer points is primarily through your regional fly The qualifiers definitely will get master flyer points, and they're based on how many people fly, how many kits you have. So if you finish in first place, you get 2 times the number of the number of kits flown. So if you have 15 kits in competition in your region and you take first place, you get 30 points. The next second place guy gets 1.5 times that. So that would be, if I can do the math right, about 44 points. So you get master flyer points for regional competition, and then when you go on to fly in the finals, the top 50% in finishing in the finals will also receive master flyer points. And so again, it's that same kind of scale that works down. If you're in first place, if you're the champ and you win the national fly, then you're going to get 2.5 times the number of flyers or number of kits flown. So it takes a while to build up. You have to get master flyer recognition, you have to have 750 points. And usually that's going to take a number of years. Unless your name is Mark Ritter. You win the national championship 3 out of 4 years, pretty soon you're a master flyer in no time.
4 out of 5.
Huh?
4 out of 5.
So,
Who's counting?
so anyway, my job then is to I work with the flight coordinator who works with the RDs. And so it's really important that when that regional fly is done, that your RD sends in that written report as to who finished and in what places they finished. Because then John, in this case, it's John Kelly that's been the flight coordinator. He receives all those reports and then he has to listen to me beg for them. And because he sends them on to me and then I do the math to figure out how many points need to be awarded. And then I get to, it's a process, because then I get with Danny Sturgeon and send him the information and he puts it onto the website and we kind of go from there. Can you hear me? So it's quite, like I said, it's quite an honor to get those 750 points and get to that point. And first of all, I'd like to recognize the people that they kind of got out of birds for a while. I don't think he ever got rid of them all, but just stopped competing for a while. And now he's back. He's back in. And you want to say anything? Okay. I know he's not sure.
Hello, how's everybody doing? I'm grateful I got this. I really appreciate all the people that come out to the house and watch me fly day in and day out. This is like my love next to building race cars and being really fast. I also love fast pigeons. I don't want to give anybody a sermon, but I want to say it is very, very, very hard, especially with the new rules, to earn this. I would like for all the R&Ds to step up and make this earnable. Don't cut no shortcuts like they have been in the past, where points get accumulated when they shouldn't have. I don't feel like a master flyer right now, and I'll give you guys a little story. So not even in my first year of competition as a 20-year-old young man that I joined the CPRC without ever flying competition have I ever received a 0. And this whole year in competition, I haven't been able to score not 1 point. And it hasn't been because of lack of effort. Because I'll tell you what, I'm in the backyard every day. The birds eat, the birds fly before I even eat or I even fly. I own my own business, and I'm out there flying birds because I can afford to go to the shop and open up later and work till 8, 9, 10 o'clock at night. And it is because of the hawks. The situation has gotten very, very bad where it's just, if you're not hard at it, it's very, very hard, and we, as the whole hobby, need to get together, put our heads together, and find a legal way of doing this where we can have a voice so that the hobby can survive, so that we can all enjoy and fly our pigeons. If not, it's going to go to crap. Like me, like I said, I'm out there every day. I consider myself having good birds, and being pretty good at what I do, and yet here I haven't got out of the 0 score this year. And I know a lot of people laugh, but it really, really bugs me, because I'm out there day in and day out. And it's not because I don't know or I've lost anything, it's just because of the hawk situation. So imagine I do that every day. I feel for all the guys in LA that they really try hard day in and day out, and no one can keep anything. So all I say is, if you guys really appreciate what you do, and you're the ones that we look up to, we need to come up with a plan so that the hobby can survive and we can do something about it legally.
Good for you, April.
And we don't get tore up. That's exactly what's happening.
Good for you.
Like I said, thank you very much. I really appreciate it, and I feel humbled that so many people enjoy coming to the house and watching my birds fly.
By the way, Danny.
So Marco, congratulations. He's a man of few words, but very few.
Well, I am a man of very few words, but I appreciate the NBRC for having this Master Flyer program. And I appreciate this wouldn't be possible if I didn't have anybody to fly with, you know, that flies all the time. And I just appreciate, I'm from Tennessee and I came out here, just what I seen, a lot of bops out here. I respect all you California guys putting them out all the time. I just highly respect you guys. I just appreciate everything.
And joining us this year now, again, Marco basically made the achievement in 2020, I think 2022 with the NFC. But we haven't been together since then, so this has been our first opportunity to thank this person. The most recent member to the 750 Master Flyer.
Give you some tissue.
I know he's a little bashful, but we're going to make him talk anyway.
Well, finally got here. It took a little while, but well, like Abel said, you know, we looked at the BOP thing, and you guys, I know firsthand what that's like. But the thing is, the legal part. I've been crashing my head against the wall trying to figure it out. I tried to do the cancer fly to get support to help us fight. But you know, it is what it is. But I want to thank you guys, everybody at NBRC, for staying active. Even I took my little hiatus for a few years. Sometimes family and life takes over. And that's what happened to me. So I'm good now. So that's it. Well, thank you, everybody.
So,
Hold that up for me real quick.
that's the fun part of my job.
600.